Hey guys, my name is Marisol and today we are talking about Depop. So I personally have a love-hate relationship with Depop, but since starting my Depop shop about 2 years ago, I have definitely learned a lot and grown a lot as a business owner, and today I kind of wanted to share that knowledge with you. I do know that Depop is being bought by eBay, so there's definitely changes which are coming, which I am super excited about. These are 6 fundamental tips which will help you with any business in general, so you can definitely keep these and use them for however Depop changes in the future. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. First, I wanted to start off with the importance to have an idea and a vision for your Depop shop, meaning what type of items you're going to be selling and posting on your Depop shop, and also what type of vibes you are trying to give with your Depop shop and convey. So it's very important to have all that stuff established, as well as having a brand kit, which includes your business logo, your business name, including the specific fonts that you're going to be using and the specific color scheme, which are going to help make your brand super unique and also stand out against competitors. But all that stuff is honestly in hundreds of videos that I've seen on YouTube, so I don't really want to focus too much on that today. I do want to focus on this video on the steps after you have all that established, so really when you're first starting like posting your stuff on Depop. So quick note here, these tips are for when you actually want to have a Depop business and you're going to be actively sourcing and buying stuff to sell on your Depop shop, not just whenever you're kind of posting stuff randomly that you get out of your closet and stuff like that. So this is more for my entrepreneurial girlies and gals that want to make a Depop business and have that profit stream. Also, if you see me looking down, I'm looking down on my notes. There's a lot of stuff that I wrote that are really important, so if you see me looking down, please don't be confused. I'm just reading, okay? So that brings me to tip number 1, which is the importance of writing everything down. And what I mean by writing everything down is I want you to write down every dollar which you invest into your business. Yes, this sounds very obvious, but whenever I first started my Depop shop, honestly, I got so caught up in like buying the fun stuff, like the fun stickers with my logo on it and like all the cute marketing and cute shipping materials that I honestly didn't even write down everything I invested into my business. I honestly forgot the real reason behind having a business is to make a profit and to make money, and not just do it as a side quest or because I thought it would be fun to sell stuff on Depop and like have that kind of little challenge. But it's really hard to see that money flow in and out when you're not writing everything down, right? So on the surface, you can be selling stuff and it can seem like you're actually making a profit, but in reality, you might actually be losing money because you're spending so much money, right? So writing everything down will give you a clear vision of how your business is doing, and sometimes some businesses are losing a lot of money and aren't sustainable in the long run. And be super organized also. If I can also include like a slash on this first tip, it would be just be super organized. So remember, when you are first starting a business, you're most likely going to be losing money, and that is okay. Remember the saying, to make money, you must first spend money. So I don't want you to get freaked out and quit, because having a business is really a marathon and not a sprint. I know I'm going hard on these sayings today, but it's just because it's the truth. And yeah, just keeping that in mind will really help you, stay in it for the long term. Tip number 2, which is using social media to your advantage. Yes, social media is also one of my love-hate relationships. There's a lot of good things to social media and a lot of bad things, but for a business owner, social media can really be a great thing to help grow your business and to honestly have your business be found in the first place. I strongly recommend using Pinterest to market your Depop shop. That's personally what I use, just because 1, it's free, and also 2, because for every pen you can put a link in it, and it's actually a clickable link that will bring the potential customer right from your pin directly to your Depop shop, which is really nice because some social media platforms don't allow for clickable links like TikTok until you have like a certain amount of followers. So when you're starting out, Pinterest is definitely a great idea to market your account. With that being said, I don't want to scare you away from TikTok and other social media platforms. You can definitely use TikTok and Instagram also to market your Depop shop. I think in the beginning, it's better to just stick to one social media platform or to your favorite ones, just so you don't get too overwhelmed with having to post on so many different platforms. Yes, you can recycle content, but sometimes it's also really important to make specific unique content on each platform because different things perform different on different platforms. So in the beginning, I personally recommend just starting with Pinterest and then either TikTok or Instagram, whichever one you prefer, to market your Depop shop. So it's important as soon as you have that Depop shop name to head over to whichever platform you want to use to market your Depop account and pick out that handle. I know this is also kind of a stressful part for business owners to go ahead and pick out the exact same name that they have on their Depop on the platform that they want to use, but I want you to take a breather. You don't have to use the exact same name that you use as your Depop shop. I know we always want to have all our handles be super consistent, but the reality of it is that someone has probably already chosen that name, especially if it's not a very unique name. It's probably already been taken. But I don't want you to like freak out right now and like go ahead and bring all your progress to a halt. It is important to spend some time on this, but not too much time that you're spending weeks or months on this when you could instead have been learning and growing your Depop audience already. So if the exact same name isn't available, it's okay. Find something which is pretty close. And some tips are that you can add official at the end of the handle or add at the real blank at the beginning of the handle, and hopefully that way you can secure that username. If not, you can always flip a couple of letters around or have a letter mixed with like numbers. You just want to make sure your social media handles are pretty close to your Depop shop. But again, don't stop all momentum just because you can't get the exact same name, okay? We need to keep the ball rolling. We need to keep going. I have always seen an increase in my sales, but to use social media correctly, there is specific stuff which you need to do. So to use social media correctly, you must, one, post consistently. This does not mean posting daily. That just means having a posting schedule which you can stick to and that is going to help you be consistent. It can be 3 times out of the week or more, but posting consistently will definitely help you grow your followers and also help bring visibility to your shop. And two, to use social media correctly, you must also show your customers that you are more than just another company, okay? So you are an actual human being and you want to make posts which connect to your customers like a human. And remember that people connect to people, they connect to what's real. So show them the real behind the scenes with having a business. So when posting content, you really want to showcase that your customer is not just another number to you and that they're really important and they're more likely going to shop from you than buying from a competitor. Always add a clickable link to your shop. So you want to decrease the friction it takes the customer to get from your social media platform to your shop. So decrease the amount of steps, because the more steps they are, the less likely they are going to buy from your shop. Tip number 3 is to be patient. Having a successful business is a marathon, like I said, not just a sprint, okay? When I first started my Depop shop, I only posted a couple items that I had in my closet that I was going to get rid of and donate either way, and I honestly just posted them on there and completely forgot about it. I didn't use social media to market my account. I basically left it and forgot about it, and that's why it took literally almost a year for my first item to sell. You can decrease that time if you start using social media to your advantage and start marketing your shop right away, but I didn't do any of that, so it took me about a year to sell my first item. But once I saw that my first item sold, I was over the moon. I mean, I was super happy. I just realized that selling online was actually possible for me. So I started taking my Depop shop seriously once I made my first sale. I mean, I started going thrifting like almost every weekend, started buying a bunch of clothes to post on there. And I bought so much clothes and posted it on there just for it to sit there for literally weeks and months. And that's honestly the reality of having a Depop shop, and the reality of having a business in general is that some months you will sell lots of stuff and other months you will sell barely anything or nothing at all. So being patient is super important when starting your Depop shop. And eventually you will start making sales pretty consistently, but only if you post consistently, which brings me to my fourth tip: post. But only post stuff which makes sense to your specific shop. So whenever you first started brainstorming for your Depop shop, you should have done a target customer. And if this item that you're going to post is not something that your target customer would buy, you should not be posting it. So a quick formula for Depop is if you want to sell more, you have to post more. And in the beginning, you'll probably be spending more money than you're actually making. But remember, it is an investment to your business, an investment to yourself, and to your future. So when we post on Depop, make sure it is for your target customer and not just because you like something and you thought somebody would buy it. This also applies for whenever we're going sourcing for our inventory. It is important to ask yourself if this is something that you're buying for yourself or if it's something that you're buying for your customer. Also, another important aspect to really think about when you're sourcing inventory is the price. So whenever you're thinking about buying an item, it is important to think about if a customer would be willing to pay the base price, so how much that item is listed, plus the gas that it took you to drive to that thrift store, your time, so how much do you actually want to pay and make off this item. If you wash the items, which I really highly recommend if you're selling clothes, but you will have to take into account the electricity that it takes to run that washer, the water, the laundry detergent, the laundry softener, the dryer sheets, like all that stuff you do have to take into account. And I think customers don't really think about this stuff, so that's why sometimes you see like a lot of people complain about, oh, Depoppers like mark up their items so much. But I think it's just something that you really have to think about. If a customer is not willing to pay like $20 for this shirt, which costs like $5, then you shouldn't be buying it at all. Okay, there's a lot of like pricing strategies and stuff that you can use for your Depop, which I really highly recommend that you look into all that stuff. But I really do think that if your customer is used to you having items which are super cheap and super affordable on your Depop shop, they're going to be less likely to buy those super expensive items that you have on your shop. Or if you realize, oh, like this is not making me a profit, and you start to mark up stuff, that they are going to be less likely to do that. So I think in the beginning, it's just important to go ahead and have that pricing strategy kind of worked out so that your customers get used to you having a pretty similar price for all your items and it's not like drastically different. Yes, it can change if it's like a super small item to a super big one, but at least having that consistency in pricing does also help. And also, just with that being said, if you're not willing to pay the $20 for the item yourself, then you should not be buying it and should not be posting it on your Depop at all, because it's most likely not going to sell or just sit there for a really long time until you discount it and then probably lose money on that item. So tip number 5 is the importance of having good customer service. Having good customer service is how you are going to get those 5-star reviews, which help your customers actually choose your shop over the other shop, which has like 2 stars. So having good customer service really comes from the very beginning, even before your customer has ever bought anything from you. So if somebody reaches out to you and asks a question, it's answering them promptly and not weeks later. It's also reaching out to your customers. If somebody likes something, sending offers, reaching out and saying, oh, we have these deals going on, like just letting you know. It's also reaching out to customers which have purchased from you before and just letting them know that you have certain deals going on, or giving them a special discount just because they have bought from your shop before, and just kind of incentives to get them to come back. Also, good customer service comes with the packaging. You want to make sure when you pack an item that you are packing it neatly, you are packing it cute, and also including stuff like handwritten notes can really help you get a good review on your Depop shop. That's what I personally do. Also, thanking your customer as soon as they purchase something I feel like has really helped me in my customer service. So I'll insert right here what I send them after they have purchased something. But basically it's just to thank them for purchasing from my shop and also just letting them know when I will be shipping. I don't ship on a specific day. I'll just ship it like as soon as I can. Sometimes it's the same day, sometimes it's the next day. I can honestly do a whole video on shipping, and if y'all want that, let me know because I will do it for y'all. Tip number 6 is that it is okay to change your shop. The reality of making money on Depop is that you have to have a lot of inventory. When I first started my Depop shop, I started it as a clothes reseller. So I was working at Goodwill at the time when I started my Depop shop, and honestly it was so easy for me to thrift. I could thrift before my shift or after my shift, and honestly I knew where all the good stuff were, which is an advantage of working at a thrift store. But soon I realized that the items that I was posting were just not selling or were taking forever to sell, and because of that obviously I had to have them somewhere. So I started putting them in a corner in my room, and that just started slowly to take over my room, and honestly I just couldn't with it anymore. So I decided to start changing my Depop shop around from clothes to jewelry, since it was something I honestly enjoyed a lot as a kid, was making jewelry. So I thought that would be a good way to kind of shift my Depop. Yes, it isn't ideal to change your Depop shop once you've kind of established yourself in the business as selling clothes, but it is better to change what you're doing than continue to do something which just isn't fun and it's gonna lead you to burnout or gonna lead you to just stop Depop completely. So if you realize you're just not having fun with it anymore after you posted for a while, it is okay to change your Depop shop around. It's okay to change the stuff that you are posting. Honestly, I do recommend just posting a little bit of different stuff every now and then just to kind of see if it sells, and if it does sell, maybe that's another outlet that you can start posting on there. But if not, let's stay away from posting random stuff on our shop. I moved my phone and now it doesn't want to stay. But guys, those are my top 6 tips that I have for you guys that I wish somebody would have told me before starting Depop, and just the reality of honestly having a Depop shop and how much it honestly takes from you, but also how rewarding it can be. This is my first Depop video, so I don't know how this is going to do on my YouTube channel, but if you have any questions, please comment them down below. If you want more videos like this, more stuff about Depop, honestly comment it down below and I will definitely make those for you guys. Like I said, love-hate relationship with Depop, but honestly, if you can get the hang of it and you can be consistent with it, it's honestly really fun, and having like a business online is honestly like the coolest thing. It just makes you like super cool. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. I love you guys and I will see you on the next one.
So writing everything down will help. Okay.